Have you ever wanted to solve a Rubik's Cube but didn't know where to start? Well, it may seem like an impossible task at the start, but after just a few steps, you can complete your first cube.
To start, you will need to know the pieces on a 3x3 cube. Firstly, there are 6 centers, one for each color. Centers only have one side and will always be opposite to the same color. For example, white is always opposite of yellow. The next type of piece is an edge. There are 12 edges on a cube and each has 2 colors. The final piece is the corner piece. Each corner piece has exactly 3 colors. Now that you know the different pieces of a 3x3 cube, we can start the process of solving. First, hold the cube with your thumbs on the front and index fingers on the back. Although it may seem slower in the beginning, as you practice more, you will develop faster and more accurate turning. The first step in solving a cube is to make the cross. I recommend doing it on the white side, as that is what I will be showing. To make the cross, you will need to find a white edge piece. So any edge piece that has white and another color. After you find one, move it to be adjacent with the yellow center, like so. Make sure it is not like this. Next, find another white edge and repeat the process. Be careful not to interfere with the white edges you have already placed next to the yellow center. After you finish, you should have the yellow surrounded by 4 white edges, like a daisy. The next step is to pick one white edge and align the color of the second piece with its center. You can rotate the top as necessary. Then turn the white edge 180 degrees, so it is adjacent to the white center and lined up with the other color centers. Continue this process until the white cross is complete and looks like this. Now orient the cube so the yellow center faces up. Firstly, there are 2 algorithms that you will need to remember. They are very simple, but very important. The first algorithm we will call the right 4 turns. To perform this algorithm, turn the right side up, turn the top clockwise, turn the right side down, and turn the top counterclockwise. Practice this at least 10 times until you can do it without thinking. The second algorithm is very similar, and we will call it the left 4 turns. To perform the left 4 turns, move the left side up, turn the top counterclockwise, turn the left side down, turn the top clockwise. Practice this algorithm as well until you are comfortable. Now you know these fundamental algorithms, we can start solving the corners. First, find a white corner, preferably in the top layer. Look at the 2 other colors on the cube. For example, this one has green and red. Next, find the centers that match the colors on the corner. In this case, it would be the green and red centers. Turn the top layer so that the corner is directly above the centers, and you have one center in the front and one center on the right. Now, there are 3 scenarios that could occur. The first is if the white faces to the right. In this scenario, perform the right 4 turns like so. This will insert the corner in the correct place. The second scenario is if the white faces you. If this occurs, then rotate the entire cube so that the white faces left, like so. Now perform the left 4 moves, and the corner will be inserted in the correct position. The final scenario is when the white faces up. Hold the cube the same as when the white side faces right, but this time perform the 4 moves 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now that you know all the possible scenarios, you can solve each of the 4 white corners. Feel free to rewind the video and go back to where I explain each. You may run into a case where the white corner is not in the top layer, but instead on the bottom layer. All you have to do is bring it to the top layer by holding the cube so that the corner is in the bottom right and performing the right 4 turns once. This will bring it to the top layer and you can continue solving the corners like normal. This can also be used if the corner is in the wrong orientation, even if it's adjacent to its centers. For example, this is the green, orange, and white corner, and it's next to the green, orange, and white centers, but the white doesn't face down. All you have to do is bring it to the top and continue solving like normal. Now that you have all 4 corners solved, the bottom layer is finished. The next step in solving the cube is to solve the second layer. This requires inserting 4 edge pieces in a precise way. To begin, look in the top layer for an edge piece that has no yellow on it. This one doesn't work as it has yellow. This one will. Align the color on the side of the edge to its center by turning the top layer. After it is aligned, take note of which side the other color on the edges piece's center is. In this case, the other color is orange, and the orange center is on the right. Because the center is on the right, turn the edge piece away to the left. If you turned it so the edge is on your left, then perform the right 4 turns once. If you turn the edge so it is on your right, then perform the left 4 turns. Now, rotate the cube so that the edge piece is in the back. And perform the left 4 moves if the white corner is on your left, or the right 4 moves if the corner is on your right. This should now put back the corner piece you solved earlier, as well as solve the edge piece. Repeat this process for the final 3 edges. Here's another example of solving an edge. I'm going to take this edge because it doesn't have yellow. I'm going to align it with its center. The red is on the left, so I'm going to move it right. I'm going to perform the left 4 turns. Now I'm going to rotate the cube so that the edge piece is in the back, and perform the right 4 turns. Now it is solved. Continue solving all edges. You may run into a rare case where all the edges on the top have yellow. In this case, find the edge in the second layer that is in the incorrect spot. Then orientate the cube so the edge is on the right. Then perform the right 4 turns. Rotate the cube like so. Perform the left 4 turns. You're basically inserting a random yellow edge into the second layer as a placeholder. Now, the edge should be in the top layer, and you can perform the normal method of solving the edge. The edge piece may also be in the correct location, but oriented the wrong way. Perform the same steps to take it out, and then insert like shown before. Now you are done with the first 2 layers. There's multiple steps when solving the last layer. To begin, you need to make the top cross. So for now, only focus on the top edge pieces and not the corners. There's 4 possible ways the top edges can be arranged. The first is the easiest, and that is when you already have the top cross solved and it looks like this. Another possible arrangement is a line shape. To make the cross from a line shape, hold the cube in a way so that the line is horizontal and not vertical. Then turn the front clockwise and perform the right 4 turns. Then move the front back counterclockwise. This should solve the cross. The next way it can be arranged is an L shape. This is not an L, as it has a corner and we are ignoring the corners right now. This is. Position the cube so that the L is facing the bottom right. Then turn the front 2 layers clockwise once and perform the right 4 turns. Lastly, turn the front 2 layers back counterclockwise. The final arrangement is the dot case. To solve the dot case, perform the steps from the line shape first. This will make an L shape, and then perform the L shape procedure as shown previously. Here's it all the way through. You should now have made the top yellow cross and are ready to move on. The next act in solving the final layer is to align the side edges with the centers from the second layer. Turn the top so that all 4 edges can be aligned like so. If this is the case, then you are done with the step and can move on. If all the edges can't be aligned, then turn the top so you have 2 solved edges. If they are opposite of each other, perform the soon algorithm I am about to show with the edges on each of your sides. If you can make the 2 edges adjacent, then hold one in the right and one in the back. Now perform this algorithm called a soon. Turn the right side up, turn the top clockwise. Turn the right side down, keep going and turn the top clockwise one more time. Then turn the right side up, turn the top 180 degrees all the way back, and turn the right side down. Finally, turn the top clockwise. And all your edges should be lined up with the centers and look something like this. If before you perform the soon algorithm and the solved edges were not in the back and right position, you will now find that you have 2 adjacent solved edges and can now perform the normal steps to solve the edges shown prior. Once you have all the edges solved, it is time to move on to the corners. To begin, you need to know that there can either be 0, 1, or 4 corners in the right location. The correct location doesn't always look solved. For example, this is a solved corner as the colors match with the adjacent centers. For now, ignore the orientation of the corners and only focus on if they are located in the correct location. If all 4 corners are located in the correct location, then you can skip this step. If you have 1 corner in the correct position, then hold that corner in the front right of the top layer. Then perform this algorithm. If you have no corners in the correct position, do the algorithm from anywhere. After performing it once, you will have 1 corner in the correct location and can continue solving as shown. The algorithm goes like this. Turn the top clockwise with your right index finger, right side up. Turn the top counterclockwise with your left hand, left side up. Now, turn the top clockwise, right side down. Turn the top counterclockwise, left side down. Quickly, the algorithm looks like this. After performing the algorithm, check each corner and see if it is in the right location. Here, all 4 corners are solved. If you have all 4 correct, then you are ready to move on to the next step. If not, you will need to perform this algorithm with the solved corner in the front right until all 4 corners are in the correct location. You are so close to solving your first cube. The final step is to orient the corners in their correct position. To do this, first flip the cube over so that the white faces up. Now, rotate the cube so that you have a yellow corner in the bottom right, like this. Make sure it is not already a solved corner. You can check this by seeing which direction the yellow face of the corner is facing. If it is facing down like this, then it is already solved. Now you have an unsolved corner in the bottom right. Perform the right 4 turns until the yellow face of the corner faces down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The yellow faces down. You will either need to perform the right 4 turns twice or 4 times. After solving one corner, move on to the next by rotating the bottom layer. Do not rotate the entire cube. This will mess up all your hard work. Repeat the same steps and perform the right 4 turns until it is solved. If you rotate the bottom and a solved corner appears in the bottom right, keep rotating until an unsolved corner gets placed there. Do this until all 4 corners have been solved. Now just rotate the top and bottom layers until the cube is solved.
Congratulations, you have now solved your first Rubik's Cube.